Hello there, my name is Caro, and in this practice we're going to see how stillness and movement blend together, bringing hopefully balance and harmony. We're going to spend most of the time seated, and towards the end we're going to move to lie down on our back. Props wise, I have a blanket that's already rolled into a sausage. If you have a bolster, that could be a bolster too. And I'm sitting on a cushion that I'm going to use later as well. Anything else that you think might be nice for you, please go ahead and grab it and just have it somewhere nearby. And we can start straight away. So take as much time as you need to arrive at whatever that means. That might mean just transitioning from doing all the tasks and running around to just pausing for a moment. If it's accessible for you today, you might want to close your eyes or maybe just try gazing somewhere far away just to see if limiting the external stimuli can help you tune inwards just a little bit easier. This could be your opportunity to check in with yourself just to see how you're doing today. That's all there is. We just want to see how we're feeling. If there's anything that your body wants to ask for, if this is something that maybe you could potentially provide during this practice. If there are any muscles or other body parts that are especially tense, maybe that's something that you could try and release, just maybe, without judgment, without any expectations, because if you can't, that's also okay. Checking in with how you're breathing, and as always, it doesn't mean changing the rhythm, it doesn't mean deepening the breath just yet. Just to see how you're breathing today and how it makes you feel. But of course, if deepening the breath is something that's accessible and brings relief, go for it. What we're going to do here today, as we're transitioning into that pause and maybe a little bit of stillness, but remembering that stillness doesn't mean just sitting straight and stiff. It can also mean something more fluid. So what we're going to do is explore how blending movement with stillness can help us slow down and release a little bit of that pressure that many of us experience on a day-to-day basis. So if there's anything else that you feel you'd like to feel now or do movement-wise or stillness-wise, I trust you're just going to pause that video. And if you're ready to move a little bit, if your eyes were closed, you can open them now. And we're going to start very gently, just warming up the neck and the shoulders first. So as you sit here, just moving the head left and right. Very gently, not trying to push too far. And now bringing the chin to your chest, elongating the spine, And then moving the chin up. A few times like this, trying to move with your chin as opposed with your neck. When you go up, can you see if it's the chin trying to travel as high towards the ceiling as possible, releasing any tension in the neck. Come back to center, and now the same with our shoulders, so just a couple of rolls here. Front and back, it doesn't matter which side you start with. Can you see if it could be your shoulder blades moving and not necessarily your shoulders? Can pause now. And if you'd like, an option here, an invitation to maybe move with your breath. If that sounds like too much or just something that you're not interested in, that's perfectly fine. But if this is something that you'd like to consider, can you see if you can move slowly on an in and out breath? So this is what it would more or less look like. On an inhale, we're going to bring the arms as high as possible towards the ceiling. It doesn't mean bringing the ears to the shoulders. There can be space. And on an exhale, bringing the shoulders, the arms down again. So a couple times like this in your own pace. Inhale up, exhale down. And if you're not moving with your breath, that's perfectly fine. Next time you're up, on an exhale, we're going to gently twist towards the left, maybe placing the hands on your leg and behind you. Come back up, other side. Inhale up, exhale down, twisting to left. And the next time you're on the left, we're going to pause here for a moment if you'd like. And breathing naturally. One more breath here. And on an inhale, we're going to come back up and move to the right to pause here as well. Not pulling on your leg with your arm, just very gently twisting. One more breath. Coming back on an inhale up. And now opening the right side of the body, placing the left hand onto the side. Exhale here, inhale, come back up, other side. Inhale up. Exhale, the right hand tries to reach as far away as possible. Moving from left to right a few more times. One more each side. And now the next time you're on your left, can you stay here and see what it feels like in stillness? Trying to open the side of the body without pulling the arm too far. Maybe there's some movement you'd like to invite here, so moving the chest towards the mat and then opening to the ceiling. Very gently moving the upper body. Or maybe you're choosing stillness. Exhale here, and when you're ready, inhale up and to the other side. Pausing here as well. Your head can rest or stay wherever it wants to stay. And maybe again there's some gentle movement you want to invite here. One more inhale. Exhale. And coming back up on the next inhale. Release the arms on an exhale. We're going to move in seated cat and cow now. So with your arms resting probably on your knees, but wherever they naturally fall. Inhale, looking up, opening the chest towards the ceiling. Exhale, rounding the spine. And just a few times like this, in your own pace, trying to see if you can maybe focus on your shoulder blades moving. So they pull away on an exhale and rejoin on an inhale. Gently moving the entire spine. One more. Come back to center. And now if you are sitting on something, I suggest we remove it now. Place the feet in front of you, hands behind you, and just very gently windshield wipering your hips. So moving the knees left and right without adding any extra pressure. We don't need that. We just want to gently open and wake up the hips. And if you are following your breath, you can move to one side on an inhale and the other side on an exhale. Or maybe you just want to move without thinking about your breath. And now the next time you're on the left, continue moving to the side, placing your hand in front of you and trying to get a 90-ish degree between the two of your legs. So you are on your left hip right now. And if there is too much pressure, you can use that pillow to either place it under the right knee or the left knee, or maybe even just sitting on it. We're just going to stay here for a moment. Maybe you want to move your upper body side to side now gently swaying. Maybe you want to move your upper body side to side, gently swaying. Trusting that You will withdraw from the pose if it is bringing any sort of discomfort. Coming back to maybe windshield wipering or anything else that you know can help open your hips. Now coming back through center to the other side. Maybe you have to adjust. Maybe you take that pillow with you on the other side. And pausing here as well. You can stay with your spine straight, or you might want to fold. Maybe even place your forearms onto the mat. Choosing stillness or swaying gently. And through center, coming back. And now I'm actually gonna move to my side. Your left leg can stay extended, or even you can even just place it down, resting your right ankle on your left knee, opening the knee to the side, and maybe you want to rest your arms behind you, and that might be enough. So if you want, you can stay here, but if you want something else, not better, not worse, you can just gently move the left foot up, bending in the knee, bringing the hips closer, and maybe swaying here for a moment. Come back down and moving to the other side. So bending the right knee, placing the ankle on the knee, and maybe you stay there, or maybe you bend the right knee too. Releasing now, placing both of your feet together and trying to build some sort of a square inside your legs. So we don't want to bring the feet too close to the body. And as we're here with our spine straight-ish, folding very gently on an exhale towards the feet. Inhale, come back up. And we're just going to move like this a few times, trying to keep the spine straight-ish again. Maybe there's some new space that we're building just now. And the next time you fold forward on an exhale, you can continue moving down, rounding the spine as you move towards your feet, and pause here. Again, this doesn't have to be stiff and strict. It can be fluid, so maybe there's some gentle swaying or anything else that you know brings comfort. And just to say that it isn't always intuitive. It might take some time to learn and understand what is comfortable for you and your body, because it can differ depending on your body, depending on the time of the day and everything that you're going through. On the next inhale, gently coming back up. And if you're using a pillow or anything else, we're gonna now transition to our back. So I'm just gonna make sure that I have my props with me. Laying down on your back with your knees bent, feet on the ground. And again, you're gonna either windshield wiper the knees, or maybe you want to lift the knees up and moving your legs to side. So you're obviously gonna lift your bum the left side as you go right and the other way around. So you might want to stretch your arms to the sides to help you. And again, an invitation to explore that movement along your breath. And the next time it's time for you to move to the left, you might want to gently shift your hips towards the right as you transition into a twist. Your knees don't have to touch the floor. If you'd like, you can put pillows or anything you're using either between your legs or under. I'm just going to pause here for a moment. Shoulder blades resting onto the floor. If you had a prop between your legs, removing it now, coming back up to center, shifting your hips to the left now and twisting to the right. On the next inhale, instead of coming back to center, we're actually going to move to lie down on the side. If you have a pillow, you can use it as a pillow. So resting your head against whatever prop you're using, if you choose to use one. The arm that I'm lying on is in front of me. Knees can be bent, and the other arm will, on an inhale, open towards the ceiling and to the side. Exhale, come back to center. And in your own pace, opening the upper body to the ceiling a few times like this. And the next time your arm is open behind you, pausing here. Maybe you'd like to put a prop in between the floor and your arm to remove some of the pressure. Or maybe you want the weight of the arm to pull you down, if that's comfortable. One more inhale. And on an exhale, coming back to center, moving to the other side. So I'm actually going to face my back to you for a moment. Extending the left arm on the floor. And on an inhale, opening the right one towards the ceiling and behind you. Exhale, come back to center. And you know the drill. And then the next time the arm is extended, pausing here for a moment. Again, maybe you're using a prop. Another inhale. And exhale, come back to center. Moving to your back again, but this time, if you're using a cushion, you might actually want to sit down for this one first. We're going to place the cushion, or ideally a bolster, so I'm just going to grab the blanket, roll it to a sausage, and then place it along the mat where your ribs would fall, ideally. So there can be space between your body and the blanket or bolster or whatever you're using. We just want to gently raise the upper body. Your legs can stay bent, they can be lying down along the mat, or maybe you bring the feet together and open the knees to the side. We're gonna invite even more stillness now to the body, if that's okay for you. If you feel there's anything else that you'd like to do, please go for it now. And if not, we're just gonna be here and breathe naturally for a moment. Or maybe you'd like to breathe a little bit more mindfully. So that could mean maybe bringing one hand or both of them to your belly and growing the belly on an inhale, like a balloon, and then releasing on an exhale. Whenever you're ready, on your next inhale, moving to the side of that bolster or blanket and transitioning to all fours now. So as we just extended the spine, we're gonna fold it now for a moment in a child's pose. So you might want to bring the knees as wide as the mat, feet together, and just folding onto the mat with your arms extended, or maybe you bring fists together under your forehead. Another option would be to use that same blanket or prop that you used and place it under your belly, just so that it's easier for your body to meet the floor. Again, we're gonna invite some more stillness here, but this is just an invitation, so you might want to choose moving gently if that brings comfort. Whenever you're ready, we're gonna come back to a seat now, but maybe first we want to gently move the hips and the spine on the floor as you transition up. If you're using any prop to sit on, you can bring it to the center of the mat again. Your eyes can be closed if they were. And one thing that I'd like to invite you to close the practice with is something that always comes to my mind when I think balance, and it's the alternate nostril breathing. So I'm going to give you two options if you decide to join me. One is the traditional one. So you can use whichever finger you prefer to close one nostril, inhale through the other, close the one you inhaled with, open the other, exhale, and alternate between the two. But if you're sick maybe, or just don't want to play with your breath that way, we can simply imagine that we are closing one nostril, opening the other. And we're going to do it by placing the hands onto your lap and closing the corresponding fist as we imagine which nostril we inhale through and exhale through. So it's going to look more or less like this. I'm going to close the right fist as I close the right nostril. Inhale through left, close left, open right, exhale. Inhale here, close right, open left, exhale. So you choose whichever version you prefer. Take the last breath in and out. And I'm gonna guide you through a couple of breaths like this. So I'm going to do the regular version. You do whichever you prefer. I'm going to close the right nostril. Inhale left. Change. Exhale right. Inhale right. Change. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale here. Exhale left. Inhale. Exhale right. Inhale here. Exhale left. Inhale. Exhale right. Inhale. Exhale left. Removing the hands if you used them, opening both fists if that was your version. Taking an inhale with both nostrils and sighing out. Two more like this. Inhale and exhale out. One more. Exhale. Coming back to the natural rhythm of your breath. And before we close the practice, just using this moment as an opportunity to see how your body feels now, see how your mind feels, to see how you feel. Maybe, just maybe, there's some more space in the body, more balance. If your eyes were closed, you can gently open them now as our practice together comes to an end. You can bring your hands together to the chest and use this moment to thank yourself for whatever it is you appreciate coming to the mat, moving mindfully, moving with your breath, whatever resonates, whatever feels good today. Thank you. Take care.